Years ago, she had me with the red glasses. There was a building over there, and we would have the auction. I don't know.
There's a school.
And she came out of the kitchen with this apron on and those red glasses. And I didn't really know anyone. I was with him, you know. And this woman makes a beeline for me. And like, I just fell in love. And so I just had to come back for more because of her. And here I am today. So in 2006, at the end of December, the beginning of 2007, we formed a little group called Arlingtonians for Obama. And the first meeting was in our house, and there was 5 or 6 of us there. Kip was one of them, of course. And I wasn't sure who was coming from AC/DC. I just knew that I was so sick of the Bush administration, and I was pissed, and this guy was going to make a difference, and he was going to fix our country. So the poor man hadn't even declared yet, but I just decided that's how it was going to be. And Kevin sort of took care of the AC/DC and inviting people. So what happens? The yellow bug pulled up in front of our house, and it was the red glasses Jean. And I knew we were going to have so much freaking fun on this campaign. It was going to be crazy. So I just today wanted to just tell you a couple of things, and I'm sure other people have many, many memories. But as you all know now, the campaign attracted an awful lot of young people, and it was so grassroots and fun. And people had all different kinds of interests, whether it was putting signs in some of the Latino businesses on Columbia Pike. There were people who really cared about that. Whether it was, you know, kind of more of a minority focus. There were just all kinds of young people involved. And they would say, well, we need money to go to the photocopy store. and we've got you know, we need like, I don't have $50. Pat, do you have $50 so we can make some of these signs? And we made about 1,000,001 of these signs that said, yes, we can, in 40 different languages. We would just ask everyone we met, we'd say, do you speak Urdu? How do you say, yes, we can? And we had it going around and around these photocopied signs. And it got kind of crazy because, like, you know, Ethiopian people were emailing me and saying, can we have your template because we want to translate it and give it to parking garage guys, which was just the coolest thing. But you know, there's only so many $50 in my wallet, and so I learned that what you did is you looked at the knitting bag, because there were a lot of buttons that we sold. In fact, our strategy was we didn't even sell them. We just said, if you want one, take one, and we had a big donation jar, and a lot of people would stick $20 in for a $1 button. And it worked really well, and Jean was the mastermind of that strategy. But if you needed $50, she'd fish around in the knitting. And like the needles would come out and all this stuff, and a sandwich bag of cash would emerge. I hope nobody's here from the FEC, but I would just be in hysterics, right? Because I would come this little sandwich bag, and she'd go, take 75. And some kid would be on their way, and everybody would just feel so good. That was the thing about Jean. She just made people feel like everything was important, that everything was going to be okay, and that you could just make it work if you just had a will. I guess I just also have a couple more quick stories. As the campaign heated up, things got kind of crazy, and Barack got really popular, and we were getting, well, you know, the Virginia vote in the primary was a little bit later than Super Tuesday and all those great events, but all of a sudden it was in play, and the campaign didn't show up until 10, 15 days ahead of time. And we were sort of like, okay, you can help. But they didn't have anything. They didn't even have stickers, those people. And it all, you know, the money just wasn't flowing in yet. It takes time for an organization to do that. But we had Jean. And And we said, oh man, we need yard signs. And Jean said, oh, I took care of that. Oh, okay, how many did you order? 3,000. That woman ordered 3,000 yard signs and paid for it with sandwich baggy money, I guess. I don't know where the money came from. I was like, holy crap. So the funny thing was, there were no yard signs in like all of Northern Virginia, right? And so she was selling them out of the trunk of the bug. Like it was like a drug deal going down. She meet some guy from Fairfax County in a parking lot somewhere, and she's selling yard signs. And it was just the best thing ever. And I know I'm trying to be light because I think maybe that's part of what today's about, but it was really her vision, because I wasn't smart enough to order 3,000 yard signs. And what was important to her is, I think all 3,000 of those yard signs got deployed because I think, where is G.I. Jerry? Well, I think he was working the table at the farmer's market when we had some stolen. People ran up and stole a yard sign. So that's kind of crazy. I guess to sum up, I wanted to say that the way she cared for people, I mean, so many people worked so hard on that campaign, but she really cared about us. And she came to us before the annual auction, and she said, and I guess it was probably 2007, 2008? It's 2008, 2009. Okay, so he got elected, he's in office, and she said, well, I'm going to make a shadow box. Do you have memorabilia you can give to me so I can make a shadow box, and we're going to sell it at the auction? And, you know, Kevin and I have stuff still in drawers all over the house, all kinds of weird stuff from the campaign. And she made this. Well, I don't remember what our conflict was, but we had a family wedding or something, and we went. We weren't able to go to the auction. And after the auction, Jean gave it to us. So she had made it, submitted it, and then she bought it for us. And it hangs in our house in a very prominent place because I think that was her plan all along. And it just, I can't tell you, every time we walk by, we think of her, and we're just touched that someone would care that much to do that for us. So, thank you for letting me ramble.